Let's be real, managing LPG inventory is a high-stakes game. You need dead-on accuracy, but you absolutely cannot afford the massive headaches and the costly downtime that comes with all the old, traditional ways of measuring. In this explainer, we're going to break down the smartest, most efficient way to gauge your LPG. Seriously, it's a method that's completely changing the game for operators just like you. Let's jump right in.
So let's just cut right to the chase with the biggest question on everyone's mind. Do you need a super precise reading on your LPG levels, but you just absolutely dread the thought of having to shut everything down and take your tanks out of service? The cost, the lost productivity, it's the #1 challenge for any facility. If that sounds familiar, well, you are in exactly the right place.
Okay, so let's set the stage here. The LPG gauging challenge. Managing this stuff is no walk in the park. Whether you're dealing with those giant Horton spheres or the mounted bullets, getting a perfect read on quantity, temperature, and pressure is absolutely critical. We're talking about your bottom line and, of course, your safety. So the question has always been, what's the best way to get it done?
All right, for a long time, the go-to answer for a lot of folks was the servo gauge. It's the traditional tech, right? The name everyone in the industry knows. But as we're about to see, just because something's been around for decades doesn't mean it's the right choice for a modern, fast-paced operation.
So how do these things actually work? Well, it's a purely electromechanical device. Think of it like this. A motor lowers a little weight, they call it a displacer, on this super thin wire all the way down into the tank. As soon as it hits the liquid surface, the tension on that wire changes, and boom, the system calculates the depth. It's a very physical, very mechanical process.
And to be fair, there's a reason they've stuck around. They are seen as rugged, they're time-tested, and yeah, they can give you highly accurate and reliable measurements. For a long while, they were pretty much one of the only games in town if you wanted that level of precision.
But here's where the fairy tale kind of ends. This diagram really shows the hidden mess. Just look at all those components. You've got a servo motor, balance springs, measuring drums, cables. The caption says it all. A complicated mechanical design with many moving parts. And as any engineer will tell you, more moving parts always means more things that can break.
So here's the reality check. Those benefits, they come with huge challenges. These units are bulky and heavy. All those moving parts need constant maintenance. And here's the real kicker. To install one, you have to do major surgery on your vessel, cutting a big nozzle on top, installing a still well inside the tank, and then wading through the nightmare of getting PISO approvals. All of that means one thing: serious, expensive downtime.
So the final verdict from a modern operational standpoint, it's pretty clear. The cost, the complexity, and all that required downtime make the traditional servo gauge, frankly, a poor choice for today's LPG facilities.
Okay, so technology moves on, right? This brought us to our next stop, radar gauges. This is a much more modern, electronic approach that really promised to solve a lot of those old mechanical problems. A step in the right direction, for sure.
Now, the idea here is actually pretty elegant. A little antenna sends a low-power microwave signal down into the tank. That signal hits the liquid's surface, reflects, and bounces right back. By measuring the time it takes for that round trip, the gauge calculates the level with incredible precision. No physical contact and zero moving parts. Pretty slick.
And on paper, this looks like a total slam dunk. No moving parts to break? Check. Highly accurate? You bet. They're lightweight, they're compact. And best of all, you generally don't need to do major vessel modifications like cutting or welding. It really seems like the perfect solution, right?
It almost is. It's so close. But for any existing in-service tank, the ones that are actually making you money, there is one single critical flaw that brings the whole operation to a screeching halt.
And there it is. To install a radar gauge on an existing tank, you have to take the vessel completely out of service and degas it. So, even with all those cool tech advantages, you're right back at square one, staring down the barrel of costly, productivity-killing downtime.
Which brings us to the hero of our story. The ultimate solution, the technology that eliminates the problems of both the old mechanical systems and the newer electronic ones. Let's talk about non-invasive level gauging.
Just take a look at this. The entire system, it's mounted on the outside of the tank. There's nothing inside the vessel at all. This is the very definition of non-invasive. It's clean, it's simple, and it's completely external.
And this, my friends, is where it gets truly revolutionary. The installation, it could not be simpler. 1. You clamp the ultrasonic sensors onto the exterior wall of the tank.
2, you connect them to the processor. 3, you start getting accurate level readings instantly, all while the tank stays online in full operation the entire time. No downtime, zero. Zilch.
So let's just run through these benefits, because they are simply unmatched. You install it while the tank is running. There is absolutely no need to open the vessel. Not now, not ever. That means no cutting, no welding, no drilling, and none of those regulatory headaches. It's fast, it's reliable, and with no moving parts, it is virtually maintenance-free. It literally solves every single problem we've talked about today.
So when you put all three of these technologies side by side, the choice becomes, well, it becomes incredibly clear. Let's look at the head-to-head.
Okay, this slide really tells the entire story. A servo gauge needs vessel modification. That's a big yes for downtime. A radar gauge needs degassing. That's another yes for downtime. But the non-invasive gauge from Advanced Engineers, the only requirement is clamping it to the outside. So is downtime required? An absolute, emphatic, game-changing no.
And you might be wondering, okay, but how versatile is this tech? Will it work for my setup? Well, how does this sound? It's a suitable and effective fit for 99% of cases. For nearly every single LPG storage vessel out there, this is the smartest, most cost-effective, and operationally intelligent solution you can find.
Look, to sum it all up, the experts at Advanced Engineers put it best. This is the only solution that provides accurate measurement with zero operational downtime. It's not just a small improvement, it's a fundamental shift in how you manage your most critical inventory. So if you're ready to finally have both pinpoint accurate data and 100% operational uptime, the choice is clear. Get in touch, connect with the expert team at Advanced Engineers, and see for yourself how non-invasive gauging can completely transform your facility's efficiency and your bottom line.